Hi, hello! This week's pet pairing is coming at you a little bit later than usual because I didn't really have time to film on a Wednesday morning, which is usually when I film my pet pairings, but I was a bit in a rush that morning. But anyway, I wanted to come and do sort of like very Pat McGrath Labs kind of look because I received my final Black Friday order, which was 2 items that were discounted later on in the sale. I got the Smoldering Seduction liquid eyeshadow and I got Elson, which is one of her original, like, oldest matte trans lipsticks in her line, but I've been lusting after Elson for years now. Anyway, I am going to start doing my makeup because, you know, as usual, at some point I need to get to work. I'm going to take the Inglot eyeshadow base. As you can see, that thing just won't die. Not that I really mind. I really love this eyeshadow primer, so I don't mind using it for as long as possible. And in fact, I want to say I bought 2 more backups of it this past few months at some point. But anyway, so I got the liquid eyeshadow and the lipstick, and in all honesty, I've already worn both of them. And it's technically not really going to be a pet pairing unless you consider the pairing of the liquid eyeshadow together with the Venusian Sunrise quad. You've already seen from the thumbnail that's what we're going to use today. But there isn't really going to be another palette involved today. I'm going to take the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation in the shade 2N. The Elson lipstick, in case you didn't know, Elson is like one of Pat's brightest reds. It's basically described, I think, as a true blue-based red. And like I said, I've been lusting after it for years. But, you know, because I have about 1 million reds and I need another red lipstick like I need a hole in the head, I never really like succumbed to the desire to indulge and get Elson just because it's Pat McGrath lipstick. But she had it on sale for 12 euros this past, you know, Black Friday. And on top of that, she had it with the beautiful charm design on the packaging. And it comes from a time when I think she had Omi and Elson with that charm design thingy. Charm. Am I saying charm this whole time? I mean like a little heart charm design thingy. Sometimes talking and doing your makeup at the same time can be really tricky because you think you're saying the right things and then you edit your video and you're like, Mariam, what the hell are you talking about, woman? I'm going to take the Dior Skin Correct Concealer in the shade 1N as usual. And the Smoldering Seduction liquid eyeshadow is basically the only color that I desired, or not desired, but had my eye on and thought it would suit me the best ever since she released the line of the liquid eyeshadows. And I watched Alicia Archer, our local enabler here. I was smitten by that color and I knew that it would be a color that I would love because it's a beautiful like chocolate brown with like warmer undertones and warmer type sparkles in it. And at the time I decided not to buy it, and I remember even doing a look with the Utopian Dream palette where I used the chocolate brown that is in Utopian Dream to sort of dupe Smoldering Seduction. And spoiler alert, I was actually pretty fucking close. I swatched yesterday evening Smoldering Seduction next to that brown in the Utopian Dream palette, and the Utopian Dream palette shade is a little bit more on the metallic side, so there isn't really like a ton of sparkle in there. Taking the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Filter Powder. But to be fair, the shade Smoldering Seduction, for some reason I have the feeling that it's less sparkly compared to Platinum Bronze and Luna Rose, which are the other colors from that line that I own, which I purchased secondhand quite a few months ago now. Taking the Too Faced Laminating Brow Wax, I was rather pleasantly surprised with the formula on those liquid eyeshadows and with the high level of shine. And I have this like slight feeling that Smoldering Seduction is actually not as shiny as the other two. But I think that is the case for a couple of the shades in that line. I think there's a chartreuse green, which is also not necessarily a glitter shade, but it's more of like a smoother metallic. And I have the feeling that Smoldering Seduction maybe is more close to that than it is to the 2 shades that I have, which I think are a little bit more glittery. But with that said, it is an absolutely beautiful shade. It's the kind of brown that I really enjoy wearing, so I will get use out of it. Next, I'm going to take the Nirvana in Bloom trio, which is also part of her holiday collection, and I'm going to basically use all the shades and maybe throw in an additional highlighter. But for starters, let's take this shade. I think that's Bronze Nirvana. Did I say Nirvana in Bloom or Bronze Nirvana? Hopefully I said Nirvana in Bloom, because that's what I meant. I'm sorry, it's the end of the week, I'm a little bit tired, and to be honest with you, it's not that I haven't wanted to film. I always enjoy filming videos because makeup continues to give me joy in the hardest of times. But I mentioned that something happened recently and I've been having a hard time with that, and unfortunately it's one of those moments when YouTube really isn't helping. If anything, I feel less inclined to do videos because I just feel less chatty. So let's attribute my inability to make coherent sentences today to a number of different factors playing in. Anyway, I'm going to take the blush that's positioned next to the bronzer. So this is the shade Sunset Bloom. Oh my god, I'm gonna be 41 and I really need to face the fact that I may need to take glasses at some point. And this is a beautiful shade of blush. I'm going to apply just a little bit because I want to apply the designated highlighter here as a blush topper, because it doesn't really work for me as a highlighter, which we established a few videos ago when I demoed the trio, but it does work beautifully to give a very nice sheen to Sunset Bloom. Actually, Sunset Bloom already has a sheen to it, so it doesn't necessarily need more of a sheen, but let's say you're the kind of person that really enjoys a glowy blush, then, and you are light as I am, you can take this one and just apply the absolute tiniest bit and really work that into the skin so that you get this blush topper kind of situation. And I actually think that I don't even necessarily need a highlighter, but because I have a ton of highlighters and I do really like to wear highlighter, I am going to pop a little bit of one in a second. Despite the fact that the shades in this trio are a little bit deeper for my skin, I do think that in terms of like the tones of the products that are in here, this is just really flattering, and yeah, kind of proves my point that it was the best shade selection for me. I'm going to pop just the absolute tiniest bit of Golden Moonlight, because Golden Moonlight is just a very appropriate shade of highlighter for my skin, and it will give my cheekbones a little bit of a lift. On camera, it's looking like I'm having more than enough glow, so I should stop adding highlighter. I'm going to melt all the powders together as usual by applying Fix Plus on my sponge. I don't know why highlighter is one of those products where I can visually see that I've got enough on my face, but I still keep going in for more. I don't know what kind of like weird psychology is that. I think you're close enough now so we can get started on the eye look. I'm going to take the Venusian Sunrise quad and I'm going to go into the lightest matte in here. I recently mentioned that I have sort of like fallen in love. I was going to say re-fallen in love, but you can't re-fall in love with something that you had pretty like lukewarm feelings for to begin with. Because when I bought this quad, I thought it was fine, but I didn't really find it all that special. And then I bought this yellow sweater some weeks ago, and ever since, Venusian Sunrise has been on my eyeballs at least once a week. And the little topper that is in this quad, all of a sudden I've discovered its true potential and I can't get enough of it. I think we're going to be dipping into that topper as well today, but let's first apply Smoldering Seduction and see how much level of sparkle can we really get from that shade. Because the other day I wore it and I thought it looked really pretty, but it didn't really give me all that much sparkle and shine. At the very least, not what I was used to with Lunar Rose and Platinum Bronze. So we're going to revisit it today. The one thing that I enjoyed about Venusian Sunrise from the beginning are the two mattes. I just think they are the absolute perfect tones for me. So with that said, I'm going to dip into the deeper brown now, and I'm going to put that in my usual winged out shape here in the outer corner and along the lash line. To be fair, the other day when I wore Smoldering Seduction, it was over top of another satin shade because I paired it with my Guerlain Exotic Orchid quad. and I used the warmer brown in there as a base, which shouldn't really prevent any sparkle to come through if there is enough of the sparkle. But you know, today I'm just going to put Smoldering Seduction on its own on my lid, and we're going to see how that goes. And I'm also going to swatch it next to like platinum bronze or something on my hand after that, so that we can really see what's going on. Actually, before we go on any further, perhaps I should just swatch Smoldering Seduction for you. So this is the shade, and as you know, I am a firm believer that these eyeshadows need to be used in very thin layers in order to really have shine and sparkle to them. So I'm going to slightly blend this out. I don't know why I decided to apply that on my knuckle. That's just really dumb. I'm sorry. Okay, now that I'm looking at it in the viewfinder, I do think that it is quite shiny, so maybe I'm wrong and it is as shiny as platinum bronze. But you know what? Let's just swatch that next to platinum bronze. Also, something that is very reassuring is obviously when I bought platinum bronze and lunar rose, they were already several months old, and they had already been open, you know, because I bought them secondhand, and they felt a little bit dry, and I thought, oh no, are these drying out? But this one is new and it has the exact same texture, so I do really think that it's just the texture of these eyeshadows. Okay, this is platinum bronze, and now I'm going to spread it out so that we can see who's shinier. I don't know, maybe it's also like the nature of the sparkles. Here it's a little bit more of like a silver sparkle, and here it's like these warmer, like orangish reddish glitters. So this one just looks a little bit less shiny to me. Am I crazy, or do you think that's the case? I would love to hear in the comments from you what you think. Anywho, I am going to now take a little bit of glitter glue and apply that all over the lid where I'm going to apply the liquid eyeshadow. I'm not actually sure that that's a necessary step, but somehow I feel compelled to do that. So I'm just going to pop the absolute tiniest bit of the NYX glitter glue, just as a precaution, if I'm being honest. Again, I'm going to go for my usual strategy with these eyeshadows, so I'm going to apply a little bit on the back of my hand. I don't really go in straight from the applicator because I think there is a danger of completely over applying the shade and not getting the effect that you want. Then I'm going to pick it up with a very thin, as you can see, shader brush, and I'm going to start painting that onto my lids in layers. I think it's always better to sheer out these shades as much as possible, because I do think that really reveals much more of the sparkle than if you were to apply a thick blob of it on your lids. It is exactly the kind of like bronzish brown that I really love. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, as you can see, this is turning into the most delicious fall warm brown smoky eye. And before I proceed, maybe I just want to shine an artificial light on the look as it is now, because I do want to actually add a little bit of the topper from the quad, just to give a bit more light to the lids. It is actually quite sparkly. So I will go back into Venusian Sunrise now. I will take the champagne gold to apply in my inner corners. Now that we have given Smoldering Seduction its, you know, own spotlight, I think it's okay if we apply a little bit of the topper from Venusian Sunrise for some, you know, extra of that like wet effect. But I am going to take a tiny bit, I don't want to overdo it. This shade is just so pretty because of that wet shine effect that it gives. And I'm going to try to disperse this shade over over Smoldering Seduction, so that it doesn't completely overtake, and in certain lighting you can still see the delicious warm brown underneath. Beautiful. These are 100% my kind of tones. I'm going to go back into Venusian Sunrise now and dip between the two mattes, just to quickly finish off the lower lashes. Nothing exciting there. And finally, I am going to tight line my upper and lower lashes with Burnt Umber from Lisa Eldridge, one of her new Seamless Glide pencils. I don't usually show this step, but today I figured maybe you would like to see it. And let's do the lipstick together. I'm really excited to show you the lipstick. So let's talk about a few things though. First and foremost, it's been a while since I've ordered one of her like regular line matte lipsticks, and I was a little bit disappointed to find out that they've changed up the outer packaging of the lipsticks as well. So you still get the absolutely glorious artwork on the box. So this is the artwork from the Subliminal palette, which is one of my favorites. I absolutely love it. However, her lipsticks used to come in the beautiful stringy packaging, and to me the stringy packaging felt like something different, something unique, something of a luxurious experience. So I'll be honest with you, even though the box of this still feels sturdy and good quality, this is just more special. And I do actually have all of my boxes from the Matte Trance and the Luxe Trance, because the Luxe Trance also used to come in these boxes. I save all of them and I put them like on rotation on display here on my little like makeup shrine to enjoy, because they're so beautiful. And it's not to say that I'm not going to enjoy the Subliminal, you know, artwork here, but I am going to miss this more luxurious experience. It's just part of this process of like cheapening, I don't want to say cheapening the brand, but like making the brand more ordinary looking, which I really don't like. Oh, I forgot to show you actually the outer box in which Smoldering Seduction came in. So this is the outer box. Obviously, I didn't have one the previous time because I bought them secondhand. I want to say these were released with the Love collection, which is why you have the little heart on it. So this is fine, you know, but I was slightly disappointed to find out that the packaging of the Matte Trance lipsticks has now permanently changed to be non-stringy, which is also something that's been happening a little bit more with her Mothership palettes, which I also don't like. Anyway, the lipstick though, like I said, it comes with a little like heart charm on it, which is really adorable. And I want to say that this is one of the like sturdier components because I have a couple of her Luxe Trance lipsticks and it's really shitty to say, but some of them feel really rickety in there. Like they feel a little bit shaky, they feel like they're going to break, something's going to fall off, or the little twist up mechanism is going to stop working. This one actually feels really, really sturdy, so I'm really happy about that. And this is the glorious and one and only Elson. Is Elson a very unique color? No, it is not. It is like a million other reds. I have very similar kind of reds to that, but that's also because I have a lot of red lipsticks. But is it a beautiful classic blue-based red? That it is. I'm first going to line with the lip liner in Ribbon from Lisa Eldridge, which apparently I need to sharpen. And let's do sparkle moment for those of you who really appreciate sparkle moment. Here it is. I think that topper from Venusian Sunrise is probably completely blinding you right now. I mean, we can agree that this is an absolutely glorious classic red lipstick. Because I mentioned Ribbon, I just wanted to say swatching them on the back of my hand really isn't going to tell you much, but from what I can tell, if I do a side-by-side swatch, is that Ribbon from Lisa Eldridge is just a little bit brighter. This one is still a little bit deeper in tone. It is also more blue than it is purple compared to Duchess from Lisa Eldridge, so it is a unique, well, not a unique, it is a really beautiful red, and it's not spot on with one of my Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. I really like how the look turned out because these are very much my kind of tones. Everything from the cheek products to the eye to the lips is 100% Mariam, so obviously I really enjoy how this look turned out and I'm very curious what you thought about it. Let me know your thoughts on Smoldering Seduction and Elson, since those were, you know, the new kids on the block that we covered here today. I'm going to try to film my November favorites and empties ASAP because we're already getting into the middle of November, and hopefully I have quite a few fun videos planned for you once the last few weeks of December are going to start rolling out, including a lot of rankings and, you know, just like fun videos. But anywho, those are my plans. I'm not going to make promises that I can't keep, so you know, I have all the best intentions in the world, but we will see how it goes. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!